Dolphins, Browns, 41 Fahrenheit. Mostly cloudy, 14-mile-per-hour winds, and this game marks the third time the Browns have been favored by 10 or more points in the 21st century. Wow. Here we go. Cleveland opening up at minus 11. That's where they stand now. There are some 10.5s on the board. The total opened at 44.5, and that still is where it stands right now. Cleveland 4-6, but they've won 2 games in a row. They're on extra rest. They're allowing, or this Dolphins team is allowing 148.3 yards on the ground. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt should be able to take advantage of that. Miami has no pass rush whatsoever, but Flores has them playing hard. This Dolphins team gives up 30.5 points per game. Look, I understand why the Browns are 10 or 11-point favorites, but I don't think this is going to be a look on my card. Donnie RightSide, will you be backing the Browns as giant favorites at home this week?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to back them on a side, laying the 10 points or more. I do think it's a really good spot for the Cleveland Browns here, Jimmy, and here's why. From a perspective on offense, you're going to get the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL in the Miami Dolphins. This is one of those games where I think you need some feel-good vibes in Cleveland, where you look at the defenses that they played over the past 5 to 6 weeks, some of the more elite-level teams, you get to take that nice deep breath, similar to what the Buffalo Bills did last week, of playing that Miami Dolphins defense. They shouldn't have any problems getting into the high 20s, low 30s in this football game, but vice versa. If you say, all right, Donnie, if they're going to score that many points, they're probably going to cover the spread. I'm not so sure, because if you're looking for after the suspensions and injuries, Jimmy, 3 out of 4 starting defensive linemen going to be down for the Cleveland Browns. That's going to give a little bit more leeway to the offensive line, who's very porous for the Miami Dolphins, and maybe you get a little bit of Fitz magic, because the one thing that you've shown is they can score points. Now, are they lighting it up and scoring 27, 28, 29 points? No, but they're getting in that high teens to low 20s level. So now, theoretically, if you're trying to cover that 11 or 12-point line, that does make it a little bit harder to do. But I have to tell you right now, this is the one I'm waiting on. It's 27.5 as the team total for the Cleveland Browns in this game, Jimmy. I don't know if it's going to go to 28 or higher, and if it does, I'll pass. But if I can get that number at 27, theoretically being 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals to at least get that push, I'm going to be laying the wood on that, because I think a monster game is on deck for the Cleveland offense. But I do also think the Miami Dolphins might score a little bit. So lean towards the over in the football game. But if I can get 27 as a team total in the Browns, I'm lighting that one up.
I don't mind the over in this spot. There are some good points. Nico saying Browns' red zone offense stinks. That's a problem. That's the only problem I see. I mean, they're going to carry the play. You assume that they're going to carry the play. Nico says Browns average 19 points a game. Eric 777 says pass Miami sucks. Cleveland will shoot themselves in both feet. I do know what you mean about the over. And it is an interesting look, and I'll keep that as a lean. Let's move on to the Broncos.
Jimmy, real quick on this one point I want to bring up about the Browns, because we do know they shoot themselves in the foot. But if you look at their past, forget about even the 5-game spread. How about these defenses? They played back to back. Look at this: Rams, Baltimore, San Francisco, Seattle, New England, Denver, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh. This is going to be like a vacation for them. That's my angle on this game. I just wanted to bring up that point real quick.
No, it makes sense. This whole. I think there will be points scored. I mean, that's a nice low total right there at 44. Weather is not going to be awful.